evening, OneFaith Community Church. It's so good to see you here in the room tonight. And thank you for joining us, those of you who are joining online, if you're on Facebook or YouTube or whatever platform you might be watching. We are so glad that you are with us. I want to give us a chance to appreciate Jimmy for, he always comes and brings such a thought-provoking message, so sincere and authentic, and I don't know, I feel more faithful now that I've heard that word about Ezekiel. I'm not sure I ever appreciated. I know this for a fact. I have never really heard a passage of scripture or an excerpt in the Bible called unhinged before in my life, but that is kind of what it is, and I won't forget that. So thank you always for being with us. We appreciate it. So I just want to bring a couple of announcements. I want to first reiterate what Zav has said, what Jimmy has said, and to say Happy Mother's Day to all the moms, and thank you. And want to reiterate too Zav's reminder that if your mom is still on this earth, daughters and I will say this, and I'll be brief. This was not planned, so I'm going to probably screw it up and regret it. But daughters and mothers have a challenged relationship, like almost all the time. Please nod if you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so it's not just me. And so there can be those moments when you're like, Mom never did anything for me, but boss me around and try to keep me from having any fun or whatever that is. But the older that we get, there's that saying, the older I get, the smarter my parents become. The older that we get, even as daughters of mothers, I think the more often it is that we realize that there's method to that, and that young you can't possibly understand what a mom's perspective it is and why moms do the things that they do. And so now that I have kids of my own, and they're grown, but now that I have kids of my own, my mom seems so much smarter. And so I hope that you will join me and call, text, send things to your moms and wish them a happy Mother's Day. Most moms, if they know Jesus, they spend a lot of time on their knees for us. They spend a lot of time thinking of ways to encourage us and to keep us going in the right direction, to keep us encouraged, to keep us courageous, to keep us hopeful. And so they deserve our thanks for that. If for nothing else, then certainly for that. So be good to your moms this weekend. I hope I don't regret that later on. And then I also want to say that it's graduation season, and so many of us know kids or young people who are taking that next step. And so I just want us to take some time to remember that, and we'll include that in our prayers this evening as well. But my praise report last week, I think I mentioned that my sister-in-law had been in the hospital and had not at that point yet been released, and how her baby boy was graduating from the University of Georgia on Thursday. So the praise report for that is, yes, Sister Lisa did make it out of the hospital. She did make it to the graduation, for sure, because that, we just weren't sure. I believe there were probably some precautions that were taken just so, the graduations can be kind of, and at a school as large as UGA, can be kind of a madhouse. So, but I've got the pics to prove it. The family all smiles, and my nephew actually posted something really sweet on Facebook today with even more photos. So thank you for your prayers for that. Okay, and now just a couple of announcements. So I want to remind everyone about the 5th Saturday this month, which will be our Worship and More Worship and Word weekend. Thank you to all of you who have made some recommendations, suggestions / demands for music for us to use for that weekend. You know who you are, but it's not too late to send things in. And if it doesn't make it into the set for this coming 5th Sunday, remember that we're doing this every 5th Sunday of the year. So the next one is in August, and the one following that is in November, and we We love getting your suggestions and your recommendations and even your demands. Those are all great. So keep that stuff coming. If you're online, you can post it in the chat. You can email us at info@onefaithcommunity.org and let us know if there's a particular song or type of song. It can be one we've done before, one we need to learn, anything like that. We are open to considering that. So do hope that you will join us on the 5th Saturday of this month and that you'll bring a friend or a neighbor or a loved one or a coworker or whomever it might be, and hang around afterward. We'll have something to snack on. And this is the point where I have to tell you how confusing this has all been with our schedule. We're always talking about, we have random days where our culinary experts bring food, and we all get to be blessed by surprise. Yay, I didn't know this was coming, and those are wonderful. And then we have our scheduled times when there are either meals, which we do every calendar quarter, or the last Saturday of the month where we do just generally sweets and coffee and things like that. So what's weird is that the end of the first quarter was a 5-Saturday month. So it was okay, well, which are we doing? So we did food for our first worship and word. This time it's 2 months later, so it's not the end of a calendar quarter. So please please forgive us if you walk in and you were expecting courses, and I'm just telling you now, we're gonna have sweets and coffee. Next month, at the end of June, that's a calendar quarter, we will have food, okay? So it's food at the calendar quarters, and it's sweets at the end of all the other months. Thank you for putting a kind twist on that. It's still something that we can eat. And then don't forget, there's all the random occasions where you just never know what somebody has brought, because they know that we like to eat. So anyway, just wanted to thank you. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you. I appreciate that. Your check's in the mail. Okay, so 5th Saturday, worship and word with sweets, because it's the end of the month, but not the end of a quarter, okay? And then in June, come back and bring your friends and all that, and we will have big food at the end of June. Okay. Okay, so standard announcement about offerings. So Lovato will be out in the lobby to collect whatever offerings you might have brought with you today. If you prefer to give online, you can do that. Go to our website, onefaithcommunity.org, click the Give button, which you can find on every page. Follow the prompts. It's easy, it's safe, it's secure, it's convenient, and it's flexible for however you might choose to give. So I want to make you aware of that. And then we will pray for our offering here shortly after we do our round of prayer requests or praise reports that you might want to lift up today. So I will start for our prayers. Robin Lloyd is not here. We always miss him when he's not here. But he is in California, and he is working on, did you say a music video? A music video for an artist that he works with. So he's in California doing one of his 12 jobs. The man is amazing. So just want to pray for safe travels and for a productive session for Robin and those who are involved in that music video. Are there any other prayers that we would like to lift up today? Vanessa. Yes.